Welcome to Start Your Own Business. And now, here's your host, Jim Rossetti.
Hello again and welcome to Start Your Own Business. I'm your host, Jim Rossetti, and I'm joined today by co-host, nationally known marketing consultant, Tom Barrett. Now, if you've been watching our series, you know that we try to bring you information that will assist you in the exploratory, the startup, and the ongoing phase of your small business. We also like to give you a look at interesting business concepts that are available to you in franchising and other areas. Now, please have a pencil and paper handy as you watch this show because you may want to jot down some of the information presented on today's show. Join me today as we welcome our guest. With me today is Mr. Richard Purdom. Richard, you are a founder and the principal in a company called Solar Graphics.
Yes, a developer.
And developer. We're talking about a concept here that you spotted one day, a niche in the marketplace some years back when you started your company, and you moved right in to exploit that niche, and you developed it into a nice company today. Tell me a little bit about Solar Graphics.
Well, we started. I was working for an engineering firm, ECI, and I was in the tinning industry on a side business. I started a small little tinning company in Florida. Of course, in Florida, there's a lot of the window tinning companies, and
Right.
It was very competitive, and I was making. So we saw some colored films, and we started developing colored films and started designing windows with, and thus, Solar Graphics evolved in 1981.
1981. Now, but what you've done with this is something that had to previously be done by an ad agency, really, to get the kind of look that you've created today for retailers.
Basically, the small businessman, they really couldn't afford a real advertising agency, and we developed an art design staff that does logo work, designs for the small businessman. And we've worked our way up, and we're doing a lot of designs for the big companies now. So we've taken the advertising attitude and brought it down into the signage industry. The signage industry doesn't provide these type of services for the small business person.
Right.
So you can actually do a concept for a franchise or a chain and sell it once, but install it many times.
We've done over 300 different logos for small businesses. We have a track record of taking a couple national awards in design, and we have a award-winning design staff that designs windows from concept to finish. If somebody starts a small business and like a hamburger place or something like that, we can design their logo and develop their image, and that's what we're good at.
Something that's going to attract passerbys to this business, draw attention to this business from maybe the street vantage point.
Exactly. With the high visibility and reflective nature, transparency of the solar film industry, we've combined colors and put them on colored, on top of silver window films, and we're making a high impact design. It's made for high traffic area, 40-mile-an-hour traffic. So when somebody looks at a pet shop, they want to know it's a pet shop. They don't have to read that we have this supplies and that supplies and this and that and the other. We want them to drive by and see one visual, oh, that's a nice design. And it's a visual concept that is just very beautiful. It's a very beautiful product for this.
I'm sure many of our viewers are wondering about the durability, how long this system would last.
Well, the product's made up of solar window film, and solar tinting industry, we have windows running 13 years now. The average business owner only keeps up, but it's an advertising expense, only keeps up about 3.5 years. They want a new concept, they want to change the design, things like that. This is what we provide. So it is energy efficient, so it does keep the heat out. At nighttime you can light it up like a transparency, and we have other films too.
Now, you've got 62 dealers around the country right now that actually market this product to the, this is an independent business opportunity for somebody who wants to, they don't need an office to do this?
No, they don't. Most of my dealers work out of their home. You're putting up $1,200 to $3,000 windows a week. We provide with the artwork for the dealers. They don't have to be artistic. We do all the designing. You just send in the ideas to the art department.
A display board here that kind of points that out.
Yeah, we make it easy so that we find that business people, a lot of artists are not as good business people, so we had to combine the two. Only about 5 or 6 of my dealers can draw, and so they'll actually fax in the window measurements and
they kind of rough that in just like you guys.
Yeah, just say bamboo trees, and it's called an artwork request form. This is faxed into our art department. Our department, there in a week later, sends you back a layout in order to show a $2,000 window. You have to show something professional.
Yeah.
And they show this to the business owner. And then the dealer, the dealer will actually call in and call up for the materials, and we send them all the materials, and then they put it up.
They actually do the install of it, the
And
final
it's just
install.
put on with soap and water, just like solar film is. We use copy plates so that you can actually figure out where to put it up, and those copy plates are sent with the order.
And,
So-
but you don't, and I think we want to emphasize this, that you don't need to be a commercial artist to be in this business.
Exactly. You don't have to be a commercial artist, and just working out of your home. And
You're actually producing the designs in your studio. Now, you have an example of the actual.
yes, we do. I
An
don't know if
actual
this is going to
window there.
show up in the light that well. This is a Dairy Queen design. This is a 2-year-old design for Dairy Queen. It actually came from my dealer in Cleveland. All my dealers are landing their own national accounts, and this is all. The dealership program is spread out, and all the leads that come from some dealers, like Dairy Queen came from Cleveland. He did
Right.
35 of them up there. We did 6 or 7 in Florida, and there was 10 of them done in California. They've also changed the design. They bought the Dennis the Menace rights, and we're doing Dennis the Menace for them now. Toronto, California, are doing something to Dennis the Menace. This is an actual mock-up of a little mini storefront. The white film shows up a lot better. This is the diffusion film. At night, this lights up like a sign. It does pick up the light in here. This is where transparencies are.
Okay.
So you have some portions that are transparent and some portions that are
Are solid. Yeah.
solid. And this is transparent. So when it lights up at night, it's really nice.
That's some very attractive colors. I don't know if the viewers can see it clearly, but it's very dynamic.
We have 32 colors. We just added 3 new ones: cobalt, blue, and a midnight, and a straw. And we have a gold PCF 12. This is very, very high-grade gold, transparent. It's the only product like it on the market.
Now, somebody coming into the business, what's involved in the startup of the business? I mean, they'll get an ongoing training with your company?
Yes, we have
Angela?
ongoing support and training and design support. The training's 5 days, very comprehensive. We let our dealers come in anytime thereafter to go through any other training group. But most of my dealers are very they're very good at when they leave the training. They can install the designs and start marketing immediately after training. Well, actually, this week we're training 3 dealers from Concord, California, which is near Sacramento, and Jacksonville, and
Right.
Portland, Oregon. This week.
I might mention, I want to give the 800 number for those of you who want to get in touch with Richard and find out more about this process. Maybe this is something that you've been waiting for to come along, and it's here. You can call him at 1-800-869-8468. And we'll give out that number again before we wrap up the show. So basically, when they come into the business, they can be complete novices to this industry, and you're going to educate them as to...
We take them from, we have dealers from all walks of life, and we take them from not knowing anything about, they come in shaking on Monday, and by Wednesday they're cutting out the Einstein graphic, and it's very, there's a softness. When you do window designs, you go down the street and you do total shopping centers with beautiful windows and designs. We're taking all that garbage that's on the glass at the signage industry. This is the only product made for glass. It's the only transparency in the sign industry. So all the stuff the sign industry has been providing for the industry has been available. Here we have the professional product called Solar Graphics.
Might add too that, I mean, it doesn't exclude people that have artistic talent can get in this business.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
you know,
No artistic ability required. Our art staff is on call. 800 numbers are on call. We have a staff of 15. We've taken 2 national awards. You can call up saying you want monkey riding motorcycle Kawasaki's, and they'll draw, they're going to ask you what color Kawasaki and what type of monkeys, and you want them riding in the sunset, and they draw it for you.
You're back. You come out of the corporate world. I mean, you jumped into this as an entrepreneur. And, and
I was an engineering tech at ECI, and back in '89, and I was making more money on Saturday doing this than you do the whole week. So you go for it. We have a good market. We're developing. And that's what a lot of my dealers are. They're part-timers, and they'll wing themselves out of their jobs, and they want something that's a little bit more satisfying, job satisfying.
You mentioned a typical window, $2,000 to $3,000. How much of that would the dealer be making for himself?
They normally about 50%. Some of my dealers will tell you
Very
higher.
nice.
So
50%.
it takes a day to put up an average $2,000 window, as I showed on that.
And what kind of ongoing support would a dealer have available?
We
to
have tech, product, sales, of course, artistic support on call. We have 7 lines come into office, and it's ongoing for a 10-year contract. Plus, we have a renewal 10-year for no charges and things like that. Our authorized dealer group is a really tight-knit family group of dealers, and we're trying to get 100 and 150 dealers out there so we can take advantage of all the co-op money like Ford, and it'd be nice to do 5,000 Radio Shacks in one pop.
Just for the viewer, the co-op dollars are available to some retailers if they're promoting a product name or distributing a product.
Oh yeah, we just finished a monthly program. We did Health Food Store Month, and we were putting labels up for $200. We put 10 up on the bottom and do a beautiful design on the top of the window, $2,000 window. Pet Shop, Science Diet, and IAMS are all paying 100% on us.
So the store owner or the retailer is going to get a little help on the cost of doing this, so that even makes the job easier.
As much as 100% of the $2,000 window, I'm just paying for it down in California right now.
Really?
So, golf shop labels and you name it, liquor industry. We're doing Johnny Walker labels, and it's a very, very, very high quality type of product. It's fun too.
Just for the viewer that may have missed the phone number again and wants to get a hold of you and says, I need to get information on this, you can call 1-800-869-8468 is the number, and that'll put them right into your office.
Yeah, so to call in for the information packet. We've got a nice packet we send you with colorful brochures. We've done some church designs. We're not just limited to, we do churches and some home designs, but the larger market is in the retail storefront market because it's advertising dollars, and we just think that the business owner ought to be utilizing and taking advantage of their storefront. They're paying for that location. We think they ought to look professional, and we have the only product made for glass that abides by this.
Now, Richard, you mentioned you started this part-time while you were in the corporate world. Is it still possible for your dealers, the way your dealer setup is, to start this part-time and build it into a full-time business?
A lot of my dealers are part-time now, and they'll work themselves out of their job, or they've did their 20 years, they're retiring. My younger dealers have dealers from 24 years old to 72 years old, and they all do their different designs, and it's really interesting.
Okay, we're coming down the stretch here today. I want to get the phone number in one more time. It's 1-800-869-8468. My guest has been Richard Purdom. Richard, thank you. Solar Graphics is the company.
Thank you, Jim. You're welcome.
Excellent information. Stay with us because we'll be back with another fresh look at starting your own business. Stay with us. Okay, we're back, and interesting segment coming up here, so be listening because you're going to learn some tips this next 15-minute segment. Ross Simmons has been called a promotions wizard by the Miami Herald, and he's been tagged by other newspapers as the promotions guru and the P.T. Barnum of small business. In the past 2 decades, he's created ideas and designed strategies that enticed millions of people to shopping centers and enclosed malls and factory outlets. Ross, you've done it all. You're a man of many talents. You've helped people with public relations campaigns. You've helped people to promote their business, to marketing consultant, to author, to lecturer. You've been around there. What is the difference between advertising and promotion? I know there's a correlation, but there's a difference there, isn't there?
Yeah, well, advertising is a paid announcement. Basically, you put something in the paper, you pay for it, or broadcast or whatever. Promotion doesn't have to be paid. Promotion can be free. It can be in a form of a paid announcement, newspapers, but it can also utilize free publicity. It can utilize sales. It can utilize signs in a store.
Right.
It can utilize a lot of different things without payment.
Yeah.
Advertising says announces more or less, and it can promote, but promotion persuades.
Okay. Okay. It puts the zing into it all.
It's like putting spice on otherwise blah food.
Okay.
It's a tweak that makes a difference.
Good analogy. Like that. Now, what exactly do you do for business people?
Well, usually, if I'm called in, I usually look at I'm called in to see the promotional aspect. A particular person has a service industry, or he's a service provider. He wants that little something to compete. A professional practitioner, for instance. Let me give an example. We had a chiropractor call me, and he had a problem because he had a lot of chiropractors in the same area who had bigger budgets. They had they were buying full-page and half-page ads. He wanted to know how to compete. He didn't have enough money. I said, well, we don't have to outspend. We can outsmart. So what we did with him is we designed a little book that said what you should absolutely know about the chiropractors before you visit, any chiropractor office. What you should, things you should positively know.
Right.
And we were able to put that in very small ads, and of course, if people saw the bigger ads and they saw his ads, free booklet. They got his first. His business doubled.
Before we started the show, you mentioned something that intrigued me. You said that promotion could be used for people who aren't in business. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Oh, sure. Hype is hype. You know? Let's say a person is looking for a mate. You can use promotional techniques if you want to. Sending flowers is a form of promotion. Sending a telegram for a date is a form of promotion. Putting a flower in your lapel, wearing a certain type of color all the time, giving yourself a trademark for a particular job, making just acting, just changing your personality to be a certain thing. That's all forms of promotion. That's forms of persuasion. Learning to read one's body language or to utilize the right body language, or learning the right things to say to the opposite sex. Writing a right personal
I've
ad.
been warning about that for years. Now you do, you put on seminars that emphasize going beyond the so what factor.
Oh yes, my favorite. Right.
And tell us a little bit about that, because that's...
Well, marketing beyond the so what factor is really the way to go today. At one time in our country, when we had the old western towns, we had one-of-a-kind stores. You had to buy there. You could get on your horse and go 40 miles to the next town.
Right.
But you didn't. This is where you bought. Things have changed a little bit now. There's too many choices. Today we live in a world of so what. In other words, there's a beauty salon, so what? There's another one, there's another one, there's another one. There's a plumber, there's another one, there's another, there's a doctor. We no longer go to the bank that our mom and pop went to. We no longer go to the store just because our family went. We go where the people are allowed to, where they persuade us to go.
Would you
This
say
is
we're
going-
bombarded by marketing attempts?
Well, I used to say in my seminars that, and this figure varies from whoever's saying this figure, I understand that we're bombarded every single day from the time we get up in the morning to the time we go to bed at night, anywhere between 1,800 and 2,000 impressions, ad impressions.
Sure.
Now, I call that, if you had all these 1,800 blowing horns, you know, they're all blowing, that's what they're doing, they're blowing their horns. But let's say they all blew them at one time, what do you have? A lot of noise.
Yeah, confusion, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of confusion. So you don't know what
New
you have
Year's
to
Eve
look
party,
at.
Ross.
Right. But what makes a difference in beyond the so what factor is we teach them to play a little different tune to stand out among all the noise.
I've heard you say before that the promotion is a great business equalizer. Can you expound a little bit on
Yeah,
that?
as I said earlier, you may not necessarily be able to outspend your competitor, but you can outsmart them. Just because you have a major company doesn't mean you can't go against them and do as well by the right promotion methods. Let me give you an example of a little business person, a service provider. This gentleman had a appliance repair business. He just started up. However, he's not in the Yellow Pages, and he won't be until October, September, October. So he wanted to know how he could compete. This is no extra brains. All we did was create a little flyer for him, the exact color of the Yellow Pages. And we told, with the copy on there, instructed the people to take that flyer, staple it in the Yellow Pages. And then when they came to it, you know, when they needed to, see who found out when people want
Great
appliance
idea.
repaired, they go to the Yellow Pages. So by doing it, stapling in there, if they showed them that page stapled in the Yellow Pages, they got an extra 15% discount. So what does he do? He gets the business, he calls attention to his fact, and he covers up all his competitors.
Fantastic.
That's
a service provider. What about some other examples? Say a nonprofit. How would you help
a
a
nonprofit can do a lot of different things, and they're doing more and more. They can have a particular event that calls attention to it. Or let's say we can work in tandem with retailers. Like let's say that they want dollars raised and they want some dramatic way. We've done this before. We've taken the dollars and we've taken clotheslines and put them on the across the ceiling in a retail store, and we said, come on, put your money on the line for blank blank agency. And they see the money up there, it draws attention. People are wondering what it's all about.
I like it.
They can do that. So you can do a lot. All it is promotion is the element of persuasion. What you can do to make it doesn't have to be, as you know, I'm noted for a lot of outrageous, crazy things, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can be just something, just a little flair.
Just that sets you apart. That's away from the conventional type of way of doing things.
The gentleman you had on earlier
Yeah.
is an excellent example. There, it's a difference between a window or a window.
Window graphics. We're
Right,
talking-
the
yeah.
window graphics. It's just, you're adding the spice to the food.
Right.
And making people care, making people pay more attention to it.
Yeah.
You're blowing your horn, you're making a little bit different tune, you're shouting out, standing out that way.
How do you see the role of promotion of businesses and so on in the future? What's going to happen in the future that's going to change things?
Oh, I think it's very exciting. I think that, and I've seen it already, promotion is becoming more and more important. People didn't understand it. There's the reason a lot of didn't go into it. But the more we get, we're having more choices, more home-based businesses are coming up every day. The web pages are now going to be competitive with each other more than ever. Retail stores are going to be fighting all these other outlets. And there's something else that's on the horizon too. Factory outlet stores are fighting retailers. Service providers are fighting other service providers. Professionals are fighting others. And now we've got resale stores coming up, 50, 60,000 strong.
Oh, yeah.
And they're fighting back. And so
Right.
with all these choices we have to be guided somewhere. Now, we're going to go to either the person who has a contest or has the big flare or has the big windows, or just simply promotion could be something inside your store or your office that makes you feel good about coming back. So it's going to be more important than ever.
I want to give off a number, Ross, in case viewers may want to call you and pick your brains for ideas. You're up for that. You can reach Ross at 800-329-7077. We'll give off that.
Now it's 7077. If you dial 077, you get
Ross, another Ross.
You get another Ross, right?
7077.
7077.
Okay, we'll give out the number for anybody that missed it. Is there any business who can't use promotion that you know of?
To my knowledge, no. I throw a business at me and I'll throw a promotion back at you.
People are missing
even-
a vital opportunity to make themselves better recognized by using promotion.
Yeah, I just spent the last 3 weeks promoting the sale of mausoleums, and in a different manner. And so, as I
Something
said,
everybody needs.
Something everybody
Ultimately.
needs, and a pre-need. But we had to call attention to the fact that we made it into a love affair, actually.
People always say, though, I'm not creative. I can't do these things. People are much more creative than they think, aren't they?
But that's the point. That's the point. You don't have to be that creative. Let's say that you're a small retailer,
Right.
and you do nothing more than hand somebody a rose when they come through the door, or have several flavors of coffee that come in. Or let's say it's a ladies to wear, ready to wear place, and the lady tries on 2 or 3 dresses and she can't make up her mind. You take a Polaroid camera out, take a picture of her in each one, say, take these home to your husband, see which one he likes to invest in. That's a form of promotion.
I like it, yeah.
So
yeah.
it's just, you don't have to be crazy like me throwing people out of the sky, Santa Claus is out of the sky, or doing some of the
Drop
fun
Santa
thing.
Claus
Yes,
by
right,
parachute into shopping
right.
centers. Yeah.
But you can promote even just going into a retail store and saying, hello, good morning, I'm glad you're here. If you need any help, call on me. That's a form of promotion.
Look at Waffle House. I mean, when you walk into a
Exactly.
Waffle
You cannot-
House, they all say, hi, how you doing
Right.
today? Hello. Or the greeters at Sam's. Such a simple idea, but it makes people feel welcome.
And it's a form of promotion.
I have a question for you. You mentioned something earlier about the internet. Now this is, everybody's buzzing about the internet. How could you use promotion on the internet? What would be a good way for someone to get into that and promote themselves?
Well, the web pages, of course, is one way to have it. You can sell books, you can sell tapes, you can sell advice, you can sell computer software programs, design. I mean, we've got one in work now where if we know the weather conditions in any town and your budget, we can create shopping center promotions and give you a whole calendar of events. We can do it entirely by web, where we couldn't. I mean, entirely by internet, where we couldn't do it before.
Is that
So
an
just-
advertising medium that's going to get saturated like everything else? I think everybody felt this was the new wave, and if you got on that, it was instant money in your pocket.
The beautiful part about coming at a business from a promotional angle is that there's always something. Now there's a new approach. Maybe there's nothing new under the sun, but there's a new way to package it.
Yeah.
We live with things that are common to us today that were promotions back then. For instance, Domino's Pizza.
Right.
I hope I can say that.
Sure.
When they first decided to home deliver, that was a promotion. Bottling Coca-Cola, it was a medicinal product at one time. Once they bottled it, that became a promotion.
Right.
So we've accepted promotions. The big arches, where we buy our fast foods,
Right.
that was a promotion at one time. There it is. It's a great big sign. You can't miss it. We accept it as a natural thing today.
Right. Okay, that's our show for today. Join us next time when our guests will help you grow your successful small business. Thanks for watching.
To help ensure your business success, we invite you to receive your very own free Success Startup Kit consisting of Jim Rossetti's Business Resource Catalog, plus an audio tape entitled Success Secrets Revealed on side one, plus Brother Eagle on the other. You'll also receive the booklet entitled Laws of Success. All this is free of charge. All you pay is $3.95 shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-775-3618. Remember, the Success Kit is free. Just pay shipping and handling.